Should you invest in gold and silver or should you put your money in cryptocurrencies? What if I give you a definite answer to those questions backed by a solid comparative argument? Would that help you? Well, hang on till the end of this episode because that's exactly what I'm going to talk about in this particular episode. So let's get into it. Welcome to episode 47 of the Rohit Radio Show. This is your host Rohit, and I help people achieve the freedom of time, the freedom of money, and the freedom of location so that they can spend more time with their family, travel more, and live a more real and a fulfilling life. In this episode, I have compared precious metals like gold and silver with cryptocurrencies based on the following parameters. Number 1, history. Number 2, competition. Number 3, scarcity. Number 4, reliability. Number 5, risk, storage cost, complexity, longevity, liquidity, volatility, uncertainty, security, popularity, future potential, utility, and number 16, anonymity. This will help you make a better decision. But before we get into that, I want to invite you to come and attend my free Financial Freedom Masterclass, in which I teach people how to escape the 9 to 5 rat race in less than 5 years. The masterclass is 100% online. It is free. When you sign up, you get your login details and you have lifetime access to it. So go ahead and claim your lifetime access to this masterclass. I will put the link in the description box. This masterclass will get you started on your journey towards your financial independence. Now, just to give you some context here, investing in gold and silver or cryptos is not about creating wealth. This is about protecting your wealth. Financial freedom does not come by investing in precious metals or cryptos. Financial freedom comes when your total monthly passive income either equals or exceeds your total monthly expense. So whatever value accrues to you from an investment in precious metals or cryptos, it must be invested in a cash flowing asset to generate passive income. We don't want to hold on to precious metals and cryptocurrencies forever. Alright, coming back to our topic, here is my comparative argument on precious metals versus cryptos based on the 16 parameters that I have just mentioned. Number 1, history. Human beings have been using precious metals like gold and silver as money for the past 5,000 years of recorded history. We as humans intuitively understand the value of gold and silver. It was not until 680 BC in a place called Lydia where gold was actually used in the coinage to be used as money. However, even before that, gold and silver have been used as money. The weights of gold and silver were used as money prior to 680 BC. So precious metals have a rich history and heritage. Even after thousands of years, gold and silver are still here. Gold and silver have been on this planet much before the humans started inhabiting this planet, and gold and silver are going to be here even if the human race gets wiped out of this planet. Gold and silver still have value. Whereas if you look at cryptocurrencies, the first cryptocurrency in the world was Bitcoin, and it was launched by an unknown person or an entity named Satoshi Nakamoto back in 2009 January. So as I record this in 2021, it's been almost 12 years that Bitcoin is around. So the maximum history that we have on cryptocurrencies is 12 years. And within 12 years, there have been thousands of cryptocurrencies that have been created. So if I compare precious metals with cryptocurrencies on the parameter of history, clearly gold and silver come out to be the winners because they are more stable, they have a rich history, and they have been tested in several market crashes in the past. Whereas if we look at cryptocurrencies, from 2009 till 2021, as I am recording this, there hasn't been a major market crash in the world. So we don't know how cryptocurrencies will behave in terms of price movements whenever there is economic uncertainty and market crashes all across the world. Number 2, competition. If you look at the competition for gold and silver in the precious metals space, There is no other metal that comes close to being used as a form of money except for gold and silver. Gold and silver are available in elemental form in nature. Both of them have an atomic number and both of them have certain chemical properties which make them suitable as a form of money. If I compare gold and silver with each other, gold is even better because silver is something that can still react to sulfur, but gold is more inert of the two. So gold is the best form of money available. However, silver can also be used as money due to its chemical properties. Now, metals are something that are naturally available on this planet. You cannot create metals out of thin air, right? So gold and silver do not have competition, at least in the precious metals space. Gold and silver do compete with cryptocurrencies and paper currencies when it comes to its use as a form of money. However, within the precious metals space, gold and silver have absolutely no competition and they have survived for the past 5,000 years. In the past 5,000 years, there has been no metal that has been discovered by mankind which can be used as money apart from gold and silver. On the other hand, if you look at cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, and things like that, there are thousands of cryptocurrencies available in the market right now. So in 12 years, if we can produce thousands of cryptocurrencies, imagine how many more cryptocurrencies will be created in the future. So cryptocurrencies are competing with each other in a sense that if I have $1,000, I can choose to put that $1,000 in Bitcoin, or I can choose to put the same $1,000 in some other crypto coin, right? So Bitcoin is competing with other cryptocurrencies. There is a lot of competition there. Another thing is cryptocurrencies themselves are in competition with gold and silver and fiat currencies. So if I look at competition as a factor to compare precious metals with cryptocurrencies, I think gold and silver come out as clear winners. Number 3, scarcity. As I discussed before, gold and silver are available in the elemental form in nature. Both have atomic numbers and both are available in limited quantities on this planet. They say that gold was created when a star exploded. They call it the supernova. So gold arrived on Earth some millions of years ago. So gold is available in limited quantities on this planet, as is silver. Moreover, silver is not just a precious metal, it is also an industrial metal. So it gets consumed in preparing electronic devices that we regularly use. So gold and silver are very scarce and they are becoming even more scarce. However, if you look at cryptocurrencies, as we have discussed, we have created thousands of cryptocurrencies in a matter of a decade. So there is no scarcity in cryptocurrencies. Now you may argue that Bitcoin has that scarcity factor in a sense that you can only have 21 million Bitcoins in existence ever. However, you can create as many number of cryptocurrencies as you want. So all of these cryptocurrencies are just another version of Bitcoin. Now, they may not have the same properties as Bitcoin. Remember, Bitcoin has the first mover advantage and Bitcoin is one of the best digital currencies in the world. Nobody controls it. On that point, if you compare Bitcoin with other cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin clearly stands out as the winner. So yes, Bitcoin is scarce. However, the ability of human beings to create several different types of Bitcoins is absolutely unlimited. You can't do that with gold and silver, right? Human beings cannot create metals, but human beings can create more cryptocurrencies. So on the scarcity point, I think that precious metals are a better choice compared to cryptocurrencies, at least right now. Number 4, reliability. We have to ask ourselves, how reliable is gold and silver as a form of money? And how reliable are cryptocurrencies as a form of money? Now, if I look at cryptocurrencies, I don't think they are reliable because you can create thousands of cryptocurrencies. If I buy one of those cryptocurrencies, then can I rely on that cryptocurrency to be used by other people in the world as a medium of exchange? I think the answer is no. So I can't rely on cryptocurrencies to store my wealth. However, if you look at gold and silver, both gold and silver have a liquid market, both have a global market. So I am comfortable storing my wealth in the form of gold and silver because there is that reliability factor. Gold and silver have proved themselves as a form of money and a medium of exchange for the past 5,000 years. So if I consider reliability, again I have to give more points to gold and silver relative to cryptocurrencies. Number 5, risk. If we look at risk for precious metals, yes, as far as gold and silver are concerned, there is always the risk of theft. There is always the risk of confiscation because in the past, governments have confiscated gold and silver from their own citizens. There is also the risk of the price of gold and silver fluctuating wildly. That was about physical gold and silver. Even if we talk about digital gold, it is always subject to hacking risk. Anything that is online or digital is subject to hacking risk. Now, if you look at the risk for cryptocurrencies, well, of course, there are stories of cryptocurrencies being hacked all around the world. Yes, cryptocurrencies are more secure than gold and silver. But if someone gets access to my private keys, then my cryptocurrency position is vulnerable. So with cryptocurrencies, there is always that hacking risk. Another risk with cryptocurrency is the government risk. The government doesn't recognize cryptocurrencies and they might put a blanket ban on cryptocurrencies. Now, the government cannot control cryptocurrencies, but they can at least control what can be bought and sold with these types of currencies, right? That is the risk. Another risk with cryptocurrencies is the evaporation of value because as you create more and more cryptocurrencies, that keeps reducing the value of each of those cryptocurrencies. So if I consider risk, I think risk is inherent in both gold and silver as well as cryptocurrencies. So on this factor, I would not give points to either gold and silver or cryptocurrencies. I would like to keep this neutral. Number 6, storage cost. Precious metals like gold and silver have to be stored. There is a problem with storage. You can't keep your gold and silver with banks because that defeats the very purpose of buying into precious metals. You want to stay away from the banking system, right? The reason why you want to be in physical gold and silver is because you don't trust the banking system. You don't trust the fiat money system. You don't trust the paper currency system. So you need to own some physical gold bullion. Now, when you own physical gold bullion, it comes with a cost. It comes with a risk of theft. So it has to be stored properly. Some of it can be stored at home. Some of it can be stored in private vaults. Some can be stored at private locations. A very, very small percentage can even be stored in bank lockers if you want. At least they have security guards there with guns. However, if you look at cryptocurrencies, there is hardly any storage cost because this is a digital thing. It's a digital currency. So it doesn't cost me anything to store money. Plus, if I have to transfer $1 million to my friend in the US, it can be done in an instant. So it doesn't matter whether you own $10 million worth of Bitcoin or $100 million worth of Bitcoin. There is no storage cost with that because it is digital. So if I look at the storage cost as the factor, clearly cryptocurrency is the clear winner here. One thing to notice is that both precious metals and cryptocurrencies do not give you cash flow. Because if you look at both of them as currency, then currency in itself is not capable of producing cash flow for you. If you own one Bitcoin, it is not going to produce more Bitcoins for you, right? If you own 1 ounce gold coin, it is not going to produce another 1 ounce gold coin for you, right? But it can retain value. It can store wealth. Now, if it cannot give you cash flow, at least it should not take cash out of your pocket. Now, gold and silver being physical in nature can take cash out of your pocket because you have to spend money to store that stuff. That doesn't happen with Bitcoin. So as far as storage cost is concerned, I would give more points to cryptocurrencies. Number 7, complexity. Well, if you look at cryptocurrencies, in my view, that is a complex world. First of all, you cannot analyze thousands of cryptocurrencies. So you have to be very selective on where you want to put your money in the cryptocurrency space. Now, even if you select the cryptocurrency, what is the guarantee that you will understand what's behind that particular cryptocurrency? If you read the white paper of Bitcoin, you will find out how complex this whole thing is. Moreover, if you look at cryptocurrencies, every cryptocurrency is representing some kind of a project or a system. So you need to understand that project or the system to really understand the value of these cryptocurrencies. So it is a complex world. Whereas if you look at precious metals like gold and silver, there is nothing there to understand about, because gold and silver are available in elemental form in nature. Both have an atomic number. So it's just an element. It is just something which human beings have used as a form of money simply because of its chemical properties. You cannot use hydrogen as money. You cannot use carbon as money. You cannot use sulfur as money. You cannot use magnesium as money. But you can use gold and silver as money because it has certain chemical properties. So it is very simple and it's very easy to understand. Whereas cryptocurrencies are a complex thing to understand, assess, and evaluate. How do you value a cryptocurrency? Nobody has an answer to that question, which is the reason why the richest people in the world, like Warren Buffett, are not very excited about cryptocurrencies because they don't know how to value these currencies. They don't see any value in these currencies. So as far as complexity is concerned, I would give more weightage to precious metals because they are easy to understand for any investor. Number 8, longevity. Let's say I have got $10,000 and I buy $10,000 worth of gold coins, and I have another $10,000 and I buy $10,000 worth of Bitcoin, or maybe I put those $10,000 in multiple cryptocurrencies. Now we have to ask ourselves a question regarding longevity. Which one of these two options has a better chance of maintaining value over long periods of time? I am talking about decades. I am talking about transferring your wealth to your next generation and the generation after that. If I have to transfer my gold coins to my grandchildren, will it have value at that time? Whereas if you had to transfer $10,000 worth of cryptocurrencies to your grandchildren, would those cryptocurrencies have value at that point in time? So as far as cryptocurrency is concerned, there is a lot of uncertainty associated with that. Whereas if you look at gold and silver, since we already have thousands of years of history, we can reasonably assume that my next generation and the generation after that will have some utility for gold and silver. So as far as longevity is concerned, I give more points to gold and silver. Number 9, liquidity. Liquidity is nothing but the ability to buy and sell an asset as quickly as possible. Now we know that gold and silver are liquid assets. They also have global markets. So if I have a gold coin and I go to a place like Russia or Africa, I will find a buyer there. Plus, if I go to Russia or Africa and if I want to buy gold, I will find a seller there. So it's a very liquid market. It is also a global market. Whereas if you look at cryptocurrencies is a space that not many people are fully conversant with. Not many people are fully aware of how to function in the cryptocurrency space because the cryptocurrency industry is still in a nascent stage of development. There are many people who don't even know how to operate a digital wallet. Forget about liquidity and forget about global demand. Even some of those people who are tech savvy do not understand how to use a digital wallet. It only takes a person with great amount of interest in this space to actually take some educated decisions on which cryptocurrencies to hold and which cryptocurrencies not to hold. So in that sense, the cryptocurrency market is something that will take some time to develop. It will take some time to go mainstream. I feel it is still not very easy to buy and sell cryptocurrencies. Plus, there is always this government intervention happening. There are always regulatory risks because of which there is price volatility in the cryptocurrency space. So, considering the liquidity factor, I would give more points to gold and silver. At least the government has not banned gold and silver from trading on the exchanges, right? Number 10, volatility. Well, volatility comes from uncertainty. If you look at cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, it is a highly volatile cryptocurrency. You never know what the price of Bitcoin is going to be a week from now or 2 weeks from now. However, if you look at gold and silver have been traded for a very long time. It has an established market. Established markets display low price volatility. So if we compare precious metals with cryptocurrencies from the point of view of volatility, where do you think there is more volatility? If you look at Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, you never know which currency might shoot up 10,000% in a month's time. So that's huge volatility. So as far as volatility is concerned, I would give more points to precious metals because they are less volatile. We need something to be less volatile to be used as a form of money. So from the volatility point of view, more points go to precious metals. Number 11, uncertainty. Well, if we look at the precious metals, there is absolutely no uncertainty. We already have 5,000 years worth of history. Just because you now have cryptocurrencies doesn't mean that people will stop using gold and silver. Gold and silver are used in various applications. Silver is an industrial metal. Gold is used in jewelry. You cannot hang a Bitcoin ring around your neck, right? So gold and silver will always have utility. So the uncertainty factor is very low for precious metals. Whereas if you look at cryptocurrencies, it is a highly uncertain and a highly uncharted territory. You don't know whether Bitcoin will survive as a cryptocurrency in the future or not. It's only 12 years old. Anybody who claims to be a cryptocurrency expert is lying to you, because how can someone be an expert on cryptocurrencies if the industry itself is over a decade old? Just over a decade old. There is not enough research. There is not enough data on cryptocurrencies. So as far as uncertainty is concerned, I would give more points to precious metals here relative to cryptocurrencies. If I put my $10,000 in cryptocurrencies, that is a highly uncertain investment. I don't know what is going to happen next. Whereas if I can invest the same $10,000 in gold and silver, I can have a peaceful night's sleep. Number 12, security. Now I have to admit here, as far as the security factor is concerned, cryptocurrencies are more secure because the basis of cryptocurrencies is cryptography. So all of this is encrypted. As long as I have access to my private keys and nobody knows what those private keys are, my cryptocurrencies are secure. And as long as I know how to operate these digital wallets, how to do transactions, they are more or less secure. Imagine storing $1 million in gold and silver and storing $1 million in Bitcoin. Which one do you think is more secure and less costly? As far as gold and silver is concerned, there is a security issue. Plus, there is a storage cost. And if you want to secure the bullion, you have to pay additional cost for that security because it's an asset. So, security will come at a cost for gold and silver. That doesn't happen with things like Bitcoin. I can store millions of dollars in Bitcoin. It is secure because it runs on this thing called as blockchain technology, which is a very robust technology. I come from a software background, so I can understand the basics of blockchain technology and how powerful it can be in terms of security. So as far as security aspect is concerned, I would clearly give more points to cryptocurrencies relative to gold and silver. This applies especially if you have large amounts of money stored in one of these different forms of money. Actually, I wouldn't call them as assets. I would call them as currencies. There is a difference between an asset and a currency. An asset is something that produces more cash flow or more currency for you, whereas a currency is something which can be used as a medium of exchange. It can be accepted by other people in exchange for goods and services. Number 13, popularity. As I record this in 2021, cryptocurrencies seem to be very popular. Part of the reason for that is the excessive money printing by the central banks of the world. That money has to go somewhere. There are bubbles right now in the stock market, the real estate market, the bond market, and the cryptocurrency market. That is how the popularity of cryptocurrencies go up. Whereas if you look at gold and silver, they are considered to be old, they are considered to be less popular, they are considered to be less glamorous investments. So, from the popularity standpoint, I would give more points to cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies have been successful in gaining a lot of popularity in a very short period of time. So, we have to give them points because they have been successful in competing with fiat currencies and precious metals. So the trillions of dollars of market capitalization that you see in cryptocurrencies right now, those same trillions of dollars of market cap could have been invested in gold or silver or in paper currency. But that is not the case, right? People are interested in cryptocurrencies. Number 14, future potential. I am neutral here. I wouldn't give points to either precious metals or cryptocurrencies here because you really can't assess the value of future potential of the cryptocurrency space. You can consider blockchain technology as a revolutionary technology. So the technology has got a future. But how much future do cryptocurrencies have? I don't know because you can replicate most of these cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin has a chance of doing very well in the future because it is the decentralization of money in its truest form. I haven't seen any other cryptocurrency which comes even close to Bitcoin in terms of proper decentralization. So, as far as future potential is concerned, I really don't know how much future potential gold and silver have. They will have value 5 decades from now. If I have a gold coin, that gold coin will still buy me some goods and services. That I know for sure, but how much it will grow, I really don't know. Same is the case with cryptocurrencies. I don't know 10 years down the line how many cryptocurrencies will survive and how many will go down the drain. So that is why I am neutral on this point of future potential. I don't want to predict anything here. Number 15, utility. Again, I am neutral on this point because everything has got utility. If we look at gold, gold can be used in the form of jewelry. Silver has industrial applications. Gold has a role to play in the monetary system of the world. Silver is becoming more and more scarce. So gold has utility. Silver has got utility. Even Bitcoin has got utility because it is electronic cash. It runs on blockchain technology. It is robust in nature. It cannot be hacked. Of course, the wallet can be hacked, but the currency itself cannot be broken or diluted. And if we look at other thousands of cryptocurrencies, most of them are likely to be scams, but the ones who are not scams, I am sure every cryptocurrency has got some project or some system behind it, just like a stock has got a business behind it. So if we consider utility, this is very subjective because everything can be useful to one person or another. So we really cannot compare precious metals and cryptocurrencies on this point. I would be neutral on the point of utility. Number 16, anonymity. Well, clearly, as far as anonymity is concerned, I would give more points to cryptocurrencies because it runs on cryptography. The name cryptography itself says it all. And it is secure as long as I have my private keys. It is like my money with me. It is like my wealth with me, not with the banks. There is no government intervention. Here I have complete anonymity. However, if I look at gold and silver, I cannot ensure anonymity there because if I buy gold and silver the right way, I have to pay the value added tax and things like that. So the government knows how much gold and silver I am buying. They also know from whom I am buying. I also have to pay tax if I'm selling my gold and silver in the future. So they know exactly what I'm doing with my gold and silver bullion. They can keep track. So there is really no anonymity as far as precious metals is concerned. Yes, if I go to a gold coin shop and I buy gold and silver for cash and I don't take any receipt and the seller is okay with that, then that can be considered as an anonymous transaction. But the percentage of those transactions relative to the total transactions in gold and silver is likely to be very low, because gold and silver are also traded on the exchanges. So there is no anonymity there as far as exchanges are concerned. Whereas if you look at cryptocurrencies, well, these cryptocurrencies run on blockchains and smart contracts, whatever that is. So there is a lot of anonymity there. The government cannot track it. So I can have wallets on my mobile phone and I can store my cryptocurrencies in these wallets. I can store my private keys physically, not digitally. So of course, nobody knows how much wealth I have when it comes to cryptocurrencies, right? But if I look at gold and silver, I have to report it. I need to disclose it, because gold and silver are deeply entrenched in the financial system of the world. So as far as anonymity is concerned, I would give more points to cryptocurrencies here relative to precious metals. So if I look at these 16 factors on which I have compared precious metals and cryptocurrencies, you have 9 points for precious metals, you have 4 points for cryptocurrencies, and you have 3 which are neutral. So clearly you can see that precious metals come out to be the winners if I consider all of these 16 factors. Now, does that mean I will not invest in cryptocurrencies? No. What I would do as a smart investor is I would take exposure to both. See, these are not mutually exclusive investments. Just because I invest in precious metals doesn't mean that I cannot invest in Bitcoin. I can choose to buy both, right? But given these factors, a larger proportion of my portfolio should be in precious metals and lesser should be in cryptocurrencies. So out of all my liquid assets, I would put 10% in gold, 10% in silver, and around 3 to 5% in cryptocurrencies. And out of those 3 to 5%, I would put at least 80% in Bitcoin, because it has got a first mover advantage. It is a decentralized digital currency in its purest sense. The remaining 20% can be spread out on multiple other cryptocurrencies. That is my take on precious metals versus cryptos. Remember, we have not discussed fiat currency here. I will do a separate episode on that. So my question to you is this: where do you want to put your money now? Precious metals or cryptocurrencies, or both? If you are truly serious about achieving financial freedom in your life, you will think about this question and do the right thing for yourself. I have confidence in you. Talking about financial freedom, again, I want to invite you guys to come and attend my free financial freedom masterclass, in which I teach people how to escape the 9 to 5 rat race in less than 5 years. The masterclass is 100% online. It is free. When you sign up, you get your login details and you have lifetime access to it. So go ahead and claim your lifetime access to this masterclass. I will put the link in the description box below. This masterclass will help you get started on your journey towards your financial independence. So get started. Alright guys, that's it for this episode. I have given you enough food for thought. I hope you got value out of this. This is your host Rohit, signing off for now. I will see you same time, same place next week. Bye for now. Take care.